whispers.
Before we begin, let me ask you something. If you lived in the Middle Ages, would you rather be poor and honest or powerful and unfaithful? Because in the Middle Ages, love was dangerous, marriage was political, and betrayal was everywhere. This is not a story about heroes. It is not a story about war. It is a story about desire, reputation, and a scandal that quietly destroyed a noble household. One day, in the Middle Ages, the year is 1374. In the southern lands of the Holy Roman Empire, within the borders of what is now Germany, there lies a place whose name is written small on maps but spoken loudly in whispers: the county of Ravenfeld. Stone houses lean against one another. The church bell speaks louder than the people. And in this small county, where everyone knows everyone else, the real battles are not fought on the battlefield. They are fought behind closed doors. And this story begins with one of those battles. Ravenfeld is ruled by Count Wilhelm von Ravenfeld, a tall man, thick-bearded, sharp-eyed. But his harshness is rarely directed at enemies. Mostly it is aimed at his own people. He is not an incapable ruler, not because he failed to learn how to rule, but because he never had to. Wilhelm did not become a count. He was born one. He raises taxes, he goes hunting, he hosts feasts. Everything else is handled by others, including his wife. Countess Adelaide von Ravenfeld is the quietest yet most closely watched person in the castle. She was married to Wilhelm at 16. There was no love in this marriage, only land, seals, political convenience. To Wilhelm, Adelaide is not a wife. She is part of the castle, beautiful, expensive, expected to remain silent. But Adelaide is not foolish. She is patient. Everyone in the castle knows this. The Countess sees everything and forgets nothing. Wilhelm, however, has a habit he does not try very hard to hide. A young woman working in the castle, Marta. She is not noble. She is not particularly beautiful. But she has one quality Wilhelm values deeply. She does not ask questions. On certain nights, Wilhelm summons Marta to his chamber. The servants know, the guards know, and of course the Countess knows. But in the Middle Ages, fidelity is a suggestion for men and an obligation for women. When Adelaide learns the truth, she does not cry, she does not scream, she does not cause a scene. She simply tells herself, so this is how the game is played. And then the third figure enters the story. Sir Lucas von Eichen, young, well-groomed, disciplined. He knows how to polish his armor and how to choose his words. But what truly sets him apart is something simpler. He treats Adelaide like a human being. He helps her mount her horse. He stays silent while she reads. He never interrupts. One day, Adelaide asks him, "Do you truly see me, or do you bow only because I am a countess?" Lucas does not answer. But that day, he does not bow. One afternoon, while Wilhelm is once again occupied with Marta, Adelaide walks through the gardens with Lucas. At first, they speak of trivial things, then of deeper ones, and then the most dangerous thing in the Middle Ages happens. They understand each other. Adelaide drops her glove. Lucas picks it up. Their fingers linger 1 second too long. That single second becomes the beginning of a story Ravenfeld will whisper about for years. Everything erupts during a grand feast. Wilhelm is drunk. Marta is present. Adelaide is calmer than ever. Laughing, Wilhelm turns to Lucas and says, "My knight, do not leave my wife alone for so long. It gives a man ideas." The hall freezes. Adelaide rises. She smiles and calmly replies, "The ideas you are thinking of I have already acted upon." Silence. For the first time, Wilhelm does not stand like a count, but like a man who has been betrayed. No one dies, no one is imprisoned, but in the Middle Ages there is a punishment far worse, reputation, because crowns change, castles crumble, but human relationships never do. Lucas is sent away to a distant border outpost. Adelaide and Wilhelm continue to live within the same castle, but they almost never speak again. Martha is sent to another county. The priest shortens his sermons, and the people of Ravenfeld learn one thing. In the Middle Ages, everyone sins, but the true scandal is not the sin itself. It is when the sin is revealed. The county of Ravenfeld no longer exists on maps today. But similar stories in the year 1374 were not lived only here. They unfolded across all of Europe. Years later, people still speak of Ravenfeld, not of its walls, not of its battles, but of a count who ruled with power, yet lost control of his own home, of a woman who was expected to remain silent, but chose to be remembered, and of a single moment, 1 second too long, that changed everything. Because in the Middle Ages, as in every age, the greatest scandals are not written in history books, they are whispered, and they never truly disappear. If you enjoyed this story and want to support our work, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps these stories live on.